We'll move on to our Q&A session. We have a very interesting question, I think, because we covered a lot about WhatsApp and how, its effectiveness this season. Can we have an example of how the share to WhatsApp feature for advertising would work in case we have a mock image or a flow created? That'd be really helpful.
Sure, Vasu, and that's a lovely question. I'll take that up. So Vasu, I'll explain it to you. And what we can do is we do not have a demo right now, but of course, this is now a product which is out of beta. So if you can send us your email address, our team will reach out to you and actually give you a demo. But for everyone, here is how it works, right? The organic behavior of users on ShareChat is that they wake up in the morning, they open ShareChat app, and they start consuming their content, right? And let's say they find some content interesting, they do a one-click share, and that content is shared on WhatsApp. So this is the organic behavior I'm talking about. Now, what you can do is if you run a WhatsApp share campaign with us, branded share campaign, all such shares that are happening from ShareChat to WhatsApp will have a banner or a video ad before or after the actual content. So imagine a good morning message which is being shared by a user of ShareChat to his friends group. That good morning message could have either a banner ad or a video ad pre or post the content. So your ad becomes shareable on WhatsApp. And like I said, this is the only way globally you can advertise on WhatsApp, literally. But if you share your email address, we will actually schedule a demo session for you.
Thanks, Vasu. That was a great question. And we have another question from Sabrina. Is there any advice on doing paid ads during festivity period, especially Diwali? What would be the best way ahead?
Sabrina, the answer is a bold 32 font yes. So if you recall, what we have been speaking about for the past 45 minutes is that India's consumption story is growing. During festive, it gets amplified. And hence, it is the best time for any business to get a pie of that consumption. So India's consumption story amplified during festive, and the best time for businesses to get a pie of that spend, right? So this is what it is. And now the challenge is, how do you reach out to those consumers? Could television be a way? Could hoardings be a way? Could newspaper be a way? Could digital be a way? My challenge to you is that digital will give you the best ROI. It will give you the best measurement. It will give you the best targeting. And it will give you all flexibility of a budget without having to go through expensive production budgets. Today, you can start advertising on WhatsApp on ShareChat for as low as 50,000 rupees. And once you start doing that, you see the scale and performance, you can top it up and you can increase your spends. So yes, do reach out to your consumers immediately starting today, because we are bang on in the middle of festival.
Pratik, would you have anything to share?
I think Gaurav has covered that. Maybe the digital side, I can say that although the spend mix changes on the basis of the category, okay, so it's little generic question, but if you know your category, my advice is that you should see what your competitors are also doing. Like I mentioned, don't change the trend, follow the trend, don't do too much of experiment because you're already in the middle of the festival. But yes, these are like some of the important channels that you can cover from the performance point of view. What I understand is the meta ads, the Google Performance Max campaigns. Okay, so you can properly divide it between top, middle, and bottom funnel according to try. These short video ads are going to play a very critical role, like Gaurav mentioned. That is, share chat, reel ads are going to be the critical ones in these. Digital is going to be definitely the first preference for everyone. So should not miss.
And we have a very similar question that was, I think you all have already addressed it, but how do I stand out from competition during this festive season in order to get best ROIs? So anything, you can do differently from what your competition is doing? Any last words of advice?
Yes, Vasu, I think you called it right. It's sort of a thing that we hear from different brands, like that is ShareChat only for tier 2 and tier 3. Or the second leg to that question is it non-luxury? Like you said, right? Is it non-premium? Now, the first point, leave aside my platform. The first thing I would address is tier 2 and tier 3 does not mean non-luxury audience. I think that is one thing that we as marketeers have to understand. Gone are those days when a tier 2 city will not spend or will not have the disposable income. If you look at earnings of any listed company in India, or in fact, some of these newly listed tech companies, let's say a Nykaa. If you look at the earnings of Nykaa, they will tell you their most growth is actually coming from tier 2 and tier 3. If you look at car sales, they will tell you that tier 2 has actually done record year on year. Jewelry sales, look at Titan, look at Malabar Gold. All these categories are actually seeing growth from tier 2 and tier 3. So firstly, tier 2 and tier 3 does not translate into non-premium. Second, ShareChat and Moj are two separate apps. If you recall the presentation, if you combine both these audiences, you are looking at tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and across age demographics. So it is a misnomer, and probably we need to do a better job to tell our own story. But the numbers don't lie, right? Today we have 350 million people coming to the platform on a monthly basis. There aren't that many people in tier 2 and tier 3 alone, right? We of course have the tier 1 audience also. In fact, what we additionally also have is something that we call as in-market audience. Now, what is an in-market audience? Our AI engines tell us that basis the kind of content I'm consuming, basis my activity, there is a certain probability that I will end up purchasing a certain product. And you as a marketeer could target that cohort of audience. So today, if I'm a jewelry brand in South of India, I could come to ShareChat and Moj and select audience who are most likely to make a jewelry purchase in the next 2 months. Now that's powerful. That's not television. That's not spray and pray. That's real authentic information basis the AI engine. There's no manual work there. And hence our platform gives you ability to walk through all the sections of the Indian society.
I think in the home painting services also we have seen that we have witnessed the larger AOV, larger tickets from the tier 2, tier 3 cities. It's not Delhi NCR or it's not Bangalore, Hyderabad. It's Kerala actually. So we have seen actually. So that also says that the purchasing power is there.
Great. Thanks, Gaurav. Thanks, Amitek. I think we've come to the end of the Q&A session. And